Hello, everyone. Sorry we started a few minutes late. This is the Silent Podcast where we are anything but silent. My name is Sarah Yell, and I have my lovely co-host here today.
Oh, yes. Okay, so yeah, I'm Cheyenne. Hello. We'll be talking Big Brother. We're like 2 weeks in. Teams are already gone. There's a lot to discuss.
Period. Hello, my name is Ganjo, and I'm loving this season so far. I'm so excited to get to talk to these beautiful people. And we have another person who will be on the panel with us, Jeanette. They are not able to come with us today, but they will be on future podcasts.
Yeah. So I think when we're talking about the shows in the past 2 weeks, I think we're just going to start from the beginning. So what do you guys think about the team twist that they're doing this year? Or I guess it was just 1 week, though. It was pretty short. Do you think that was on purpose, or do you think they just decided to cut it?
I liked it. I liked it, the first instinct of it, but I actually thought about it like, wait, what if one side gets wiped out? And that's what I did not like about it. So I'm actually happy they kind of stopped it at this point.
Yeah, like it seems like a good idea, especially considering Big Brother fans like when the house is divided and going against each other, but it doesn't work when like one side is better than the other, basically. It turns into I think they cut it short as well because more people were leaving from one side, which I mean, Victoria's continuing the trend. I know we're not there yet, but yeah.
Right, and that makes sense.
Probably going to ruin the season.
Oh, period. That would have most definitely ruined the season. What about you, Sarah?
Yeah, no, I agree. I think that the house guests saw through it pretty fast. And they're like, you know what, the teams don't really matter. So like the big alliance, that everyone's talking about, the Sunsetters, is from both sides of the house. And so one of the sides wins. If you think about it, that only means there's only like a few options to put up for elimination if you're going to stick with your alliance, assuming that one of the alliance members wins each week. So I think it would have been not very good entertainment if they kept up with it too long.
But I like that.
Except for Julie, though.
Yeah, it did. No, Julie got sniped out of here. But I do like the point that you brought up that at least one side didn't all squad up and be like, let's be alliance. They were smart about it and said, let's go across the aisle and let's see what the other team is on and let's try to protect people we can. And I like that because one side didn't have to do that and one side needed that to happen, and them coming together created the foundation for the Sunsetters and the initial alliance of the game.
Mm-hmm. And if there's anyone watching who I'm assuming you guys are all Big Brother fans, but the Sunsetters is Ty, Jed, Latoya, Tina, Kiefer, and Beth, which is, I don't know. I think that I could be, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think it formed before like live feed started. So I'm not really sure how that came together, but it's kind of an interesting group if you look at it.
Yeah, they showed it in the episode. It was like, I think Kiefer, Latoya, and someone else were in a room, and they were like, let's call it the Sunsetters. And yeah, for a while I was like, how did Kiefer get in this? But I think it's because him and Tina were captains.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. How do you guys feel about the name? Because there's been some bad alliance names through Big Brother Canada and US, and how do you guys feel about the name?
As a fan of Drag Race, I like anything campy and fun, so I've never hated alliance name, to be honest. I think the Sunsetters is it's all right, watch them go off to the sun. Mm-hmm. But
I like it. It's like random. I would have never thought of Sunsetters as like an alliance name. So that's what I like about it. It was creative. And they could say that like the sun is setting, and then I'm trying to say like won't nobody really catch on to that. Like, so I think that's cool if they wanted to like throw little signals at each other.
Yeah, but it's certainly not a like Faute. It's not a late night jamboree. It's it's cute. Like the 70th sunset picture I see every night because everybody wants to post something on Instagram. It's cute.
Very cute. Very of the time.
You thought the name Faute was iconic? I think Faute themselves were, but I don't know if I love the name.
I was like, I've never heard that.
Oh, period. I think it was so bad it became iconic.
5 of us till the end, right? Isn't that what it stood for? 5 of us till the end.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
I was like, how cute.
PG-20 US for those that don't know. But right. I don't know if one just... Keep trucking. Oh, how'd you guys feel about Tina and Kiefer too being the team captains? Were you guys surprised by that?
I was I don't want to say I was
A
surprised.
little bit.
I'm happy it was them because they were like the quote unquote older, out of the loop people. So them being able to make a decision and kind of split the house up how they needed to or how they wanted to, I think was cool.
Yeah, I was expecting, I mean, from the cast, it's like maybe Canada really likes that underdog story where they're like, yeah, let's get the older lady and this like bigger dude, and they're gonna be able to make alliances day one, blah blah blah. And I mean, they did, but where are they now?
Right.
Where are they now?
In a very peculiar position. Okay,
Yeah.
so we could talk about, I guess, the first boot. No shade. Shout out to Julie. Julie tried. I feel like Julie got into a position that she couldn't get herself out of when she tried to save Josh and also talk to Latoya about her throwing her name out. I think that could put a lot of eyes on her, and then everybody's always scared the first week to not go home. So I think they was willing to go wherever they could go.
Mhm. Yeah, classic loose
I'm-
lifting ships.
Yeah, I'm kind of surprised Josh actually did make it through that first week because everyone's talking about how he like had a meltdown day 3. He said he had a meltdown day 3. I watched this interview with Taryn, and it was just like non-informational about what occurred. So like I don't know if they kept him out of pity that first week or not, but yeah, Julie leaving was very disappointing.
Mhm.
Yeah, on like a lot of levels, like even just like societal level. I think Julie meant so much to so many people, being, you know, representing the transgender POC community, the first one in Big Brother history. Not even just Big Brother, but just I feel like on TV that's so rare to see that group represented. So it was pretty disappointing to see her gone so early.
And not to
Yeah,
fast
'cause-
forward, especially because of this, who just went home. They did all of that for that. You know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
Yeah. And then, of course, we did have Audrey in Big Brother American 17. She was like the first male to female transgender person on Big Brother. But yeah, of course, she didn't have like the additional of being a minority, and like she didn't really tell her story like that. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, it was a disappointment to have that gone, but it doesn't take away from like how amazingly diverse this cast is.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, definitely. And how lovely Julia is. Like
Mhm.
I feel like for everyone watching, go follow her on Instagram and Twitter. I'm sure that will make her early elimination feel so much better as an influencer. So she's got good content. She's done fun little skits. She's good.
She's showing her star power. You know what I'm saying? They didn't want to see it in the house. So she said, I'm gonna bring it outside. Make sure y'all see this. Period. And I don't know, I just feel like it's so much, because it's a lot of information we don't know from that first week. Like it's a lot of holes that we don't see. We don't even understand how to vote flipped on Julie, but they did that or whatever. They decided to make that happen, and then they took the next step to just put them right back on the block.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I know we're kind of like, I kind of want to skip ahead a little bit, but okay, what else do you guys have after Julie leaves?
No, skip ahead. Go where you want.
Mhm.
Okay,
We don't need to
they
be as,
should
like,
have evicted Rohan. It was
period.
in
We're
skipping
everyone
way
in
ahead.
the
We're going to
houses.
the end.
Oh.
No. I
Where
mean,
were you guys going?
no, it's okay. We can start. We can actually talk about that. Be like, okay,
No.
from Rohan staying, and then we could work back. Basically, the flips that day. Do you guys know how many flips happened?
I
I
think
would
like
say 6.
2 big ones. Oh.
It seems like a lot. I don't
It's a
know. I guess
lot.
it's constant battling. And also, it's weird on the episode how they seem to give Kiefer a lot of the power for pushing the other side when I
Mhm.
thought it was mainly Latoya from my perspective.
Right. No, most definitely. That's the we're getting the information that Latoya was the person pushing this. They showing us that it was Kiefer, and I don't know. I feel like Cheyenne said before, it was in a lot of people's best interest to take Rohan out. just to take the possibility of him being able to link up with certain people. Josh, he's somebody who's not been able to make good connections, and I'm a firm believer you should pick up all the bottom quote unquote stragglers on the ground. You should always pick up a new ally, and I just feel like they probably felt scared with Josh being in the house as their ally, just as much as they was like kind of finicky about linking up with Victoria.
Yeah, I think Kiefer got a lot of airtime because he's the one who told Josh like who to go to. And so that caused Josh to like solely focus on LaToya, Kiefer, Ty, Jed, and Tara instead of Beth. So I'm not sure why he gave the old switcheroo for that one. But yeah, it did benefit in a weird way. Kiefer was the only one who would have benefited from Rohan staying instead of Josh. So I'm like, why did you tell him that? It's just very bad player vibes.
Kiefer was the only one that would have benefited from Rohan staying?
Or in Tina, I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah, from the Sunsetters.
Oh, okay.
Because they were the only ones who talked to Rohan.
Yeah.
Or Rohan. Ro.
Ro.
Mm-hmm. I listened and I was like, oh, that's how you say it. I think it was Han. I think it was Rohan. It could be wrong though.
Yeah. Another thing that bothers me is that they like to sing and like song, singy, rap, whatever, offbeat, talking loudly they like to do. And I paid extra special attention to when Ro started so that I could like hear the pronunciation without going to episode 1. And the man said Ro blah. And I was like, okay.
I guess he said it's Ro. I guess that's the easiest way to do it. And I'm trying to get used to saying Ro, I guess. And we just met them. We talking about getting used to. But I would say, okay, who do you all think benefited strictly from keeping Ro in the house?
Kyle.
Oh. I think
Kiefer.
Austin. Because Josh said Austin was his target.
Brayden, probably.
Yeah. You say Vic?
Well, are we talking what we know now?
Let's say prior to I guess because we can't take it out, but I just think the alliance that formed all needed Ro in the house. And I think the Sunsetters did not need Ro in the house. And I feel like they did fumble the bag. And the bag was fumbled when they flipped back initially to not voting Ro out. Because once they initially did that, it was going to get back to Ro at one point that it was almost a flip. And if you feel like it was almost a flip, I wouldn't trust those people no more. Period. Yeah. If y'all was contemplating keeping me here, it's done.
No, and I think that's what happened to Tina. I think it was just a big lose-lose for Tina because I think she lost their trust and now she just kind of, I don't know, she's like in a weird place where I think is the center of the house. And yet I think she might be like kind of in a weird place though on both sides. Like,
I think Tina's kind of safe.
Yeah.
I don't know anyone who would put her up right now.
I think Kiefer potentially could, but also
he said he would die for her.
Period. We love it.
Kiefer said that he would lay down his game for her.
He did? Oh.
Yeah.
He said a lot of stuff that I don't even know what the truth is. I feel like he is one that you have to watch in the episodes because the diary room's the only place where the truth's going to come out at that point.
I don't know.
Oh.
People lie in the diary room too.
Oh, really? Like about their games?
Yes. And then he also called somebody the B word. Didn't he also call Austin the B word?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, he's kind of showing himself.
I think I prefer Brayden's nickname for him from the song of Captain Queefer now. That's what he refers to him as now.
That is so funny. I would love to be called Captain Queefer. That's so funny. I'm trolling. I mean, if my name was Kiefer, I would. I think that's cool. Anything to make
also,
people,
do you guys
like? Sorry.
Do you guys notice he already has merch like of his name? He wears shirts with his name on it around the house.
It's beautiful.
Swiggy C 2.0.
Yeah. So I don't know if he
Period.
already had like a clothing company beforehand. I don't know if he's trying to do a Tyler and Angelina with the bracelets, but or
Angelina,
Angela. My
Angelina
bad.
Ballerina. Oh my gosh.
But yeah, I think because he came in with Tina and they looked at everyone together, that he
Oh.
probably feels like a special bond with her.
Oh, most definitely. I will link up too, just as an unspoken bond. I have a question for you guys. Do you think Josh had any chance? Like, I feel like we should talk about Josh a little bit. Do you think if he would have stayed in the house, did he have any chance of actually getting far and being respected for that game?
I can go first. I just think Big Brother is a long game. I think there's a lot of people who, God, okay, I'm only thinking of really bad winners right now, but you just never know. Like, let's go BB19 of US. Like, let's go Josh. Josh was not very respected, especially early on, and not even really at the end. But you just never know how the end game's going to happen, and you never know how things are going to work out. And so I think everyone always has a chance because there's just a lot of game. It's a long show. It's like, how long is the Canada? I think it's a little shorter than US.
70 maybe.
Yeah,
I think Canada
that's
is
a lot
70.
of days.
That is a lot of days.
Like, my friendships can change in 70 days.
Most definitely. Somebody gonna do something to make you mad. Somebody gonna do something to irritate you.
You could have like a really profound conversation with someone that all of a sudden that's.
I mean, personally, short answer. Yeah, I don't think Josh really stood a chance of winning. At best, he was going to get like the Abby Marie treatment of Survivor and be like dragged along a bit to the end until everyone was just like, I'm uncomfortable, let's go. Because it's like he didn't make a single personal connection that was strategic. And there's also the part where it's like no one could trust him because he was exposing secrets to try to keep himself there. And there's one more part. Oh, with Josh from BB19, it's better to be the class clown than like the outcast. And so Josh made connections where everyone thought that like he was part of them. Even when he's like banging the pans with Mark and everything, they were still able to joke in the pool later that day. Whereas no one was joking with Josh from this season.
Right.
Yeah. Do you think he was treated poorly on the show? Like, not from production, from the cast?
Yes, but I mean, I don't want to say but yes, he was treated badly. That's most definitely was a thing. I just think when you're in this kind of environment and you know strangers, you trying to win this money, trying to get to the end, you don't want to become the red X as well. Like he put himself, he quote unquote put himself in that position. We don't know what happened, but don't nobody else want to get that red X. So I think they could have handled it way better, which they could have like actually just talked to him and said, I'm not talking game with you, bro, but I will talk to you and have alibis, be in rooms with people, be like, I'll talk to you, but I need somebody else here with me because I don't know what you're going to say. But I just feel like ostracizing him, low-key throwing jabs like, when this happens next week, because and then he was still in the house. You trying to say they talking about like, he's a pawn, like somebody's a pawn against Josh or whatever, and he's right next to them. So I just feel like that kind of stuff could hurt your feelings, and you don't want that to happen to you in the game. So you shouldn't, I guess, be projecting that to somebody else. But I could understand both sides because you still trying to get to the end of that game and win.
Yeah. It was kind of funny when you were describing Josh's situation. It felt very similar to the Camp Comeback situation, like where everyone like refused to talk game with the people who came back, and they had to be in pairs to make sure no one was breaking the rules.
Which is crazy though, because I'm gonna talk to you if I want to talk to you about something. Like, I guess I have never been in those positions, but I feel like the good thing is to show that you're gonna do what you want to do. Not disrespect the rules, quote unquote. These are fake rules, but just show people you're not going to just be on groupthink. And I think the groupthink scared them into not voting out Roe this week. You know what I'm trying to say? They was just scared of how they will look within the group if Ro went home, or if they tried to vote Raw, he didn't go. So they just decided not to vote him out, and now they're kind of in a weird position.
Yeah. I like having Josh on the cast, though. I think he was kind of a bright light for me, just because I think they typically cast the same kind of stereotypes and archetypes. Oh, we lost someone.
Yeah,
And he just, to me, was a very unique character to have on the season. And I think that I would like to see more Josh.
At first, I was kind of iffy about Josh, but I did warm up to him because he really wasn't that bad. Like, he just fell on the wrong side of a sword, basically. You back, Cheyenne?
Can you hear us? Oh.
Oop, okay. Bad.
Oh.
Sorry, my internet is lagging.
No, you're good. You're good. So, Vic, new HOH. You guys want to talk about that?
Oh, I know. I am so excited. She is so lovely. Like, what a lovely, well-rounded human. And I think, you know what also is about Victoria for me is I think people typically think that those really like bubbly personalities, almost like the very like blonde personality-esque, are not intelligent. But I think Victoria has everything going on. I think she's very smart as well.
Yes.
And, you know, obviously a comp beast, obviously so fun to like be around.
Yeah, the fact that you're a comp beast is only the second week is crazy. Shout out to her. I do like Vic a lot. I feel like Vic can literally put herself in the best position to win this week. And I know that's a stretch and to say that, but I think if she makes the right moves, get the right person out, she will be sandwiched in between both the alliances, dead smack in the middle. And if she wants, she don't even got to win HOH no more, because neither side, as long as she don't do much, it's not going to come for her, because Kyle and Austin and Brayden are all bigger targets than Vic. Toya, Jed, Ty, and Beth are all bigger targets than Vic. And then she's dead smack in the middle.
Who is the right person?
Okay, I missed like the last 3 minutes, possibly.
Basically, all we did, we just talked about how Vic became HOH. And how do you feel about that?
Oh no. Like at first, I mean, I'm happy. I'm happy that she won. I am excited that she's ready to go after the Sunsetters. It's unfortunate that she wants to go after LaToya, but I can see from her perspective why, because LaToya seems very like take charge, whereas Victoria's been like, from her foster home background, she's like obviously been kind of told what to do a lot without being given a lot of information, and she's talked about that in the episodes. So I'm sure talking to someone like LaToya, who says less in order to not lie, is really like a red sign in Victoria's eyes, where it's like, this person's not being open with me, this person's telling me what to do, this person's not committing to me. So, and she has the people that I want to work with, let's get her out, I can move in.
No, I feel that. I agree with that. I feel like she may feel uncomfortable with Toya, especially after when she walked in that room, offered that alliance to, what was it? It was Toya and Jed in the room, and she was pitching an alliance with those two, her and Ty. Am I right? Yeah. And they kind of didn't say nothing. They kind of just like zipped around, and then she kind of just left the room. She actually said some real shit. She said, "I'm not gonna be here long. I want to offer alliance. Y'all trying to do it." They kind of BS'd her, and now she HOH. Like, tough shit. I don't know. Tough luck. Like, all you have to do is say yes. Even if you didn't care, all you had to say yes. That's all you have to do.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Oh wait, I remember where I was cut off. I wanted to talk about how I feel about Josh being treated in the house.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yes.
So, outside of Big Brother, I would say yes, Josh is being treated poorly. Like if he was at work or something, it's absolutely wrong to just ignore your coworker and start walking away when he walks up. But for a social strategy game, even Josh himself said, like, if you want to make friends, go to the playground. So I feel like if anyone's understand, he should understand that like once you're not able to bring the capital, people aren't really going to want to be associated with you.
I mean, I feel that, but I mean, you have to. I feel like they should see the value in certain players because you don't want to ever be that player that's down and out, and then nobody sees the value in you. Let's say you do make a mistake and kind of throw the wrong name out and get into a predicament. You would want, and I'm talking about as a player, you would want somebody else in the house with you to extend the olive branch, and sometimes that does not happen. And it didn't happen with Josh. But I also kind of don't feel bad for Josh in a scheme of everything because I feel like in the unseen footage, he kind of turned on Julie. Like I feel like that wasn't all Toya doing because Toya didn't get her way this way, like this week. So to say that Toya automatically got her way the first week where we didn't see it is she could have, but I think that was a group decision. And I think Julie protecting Josh was kind of a big thing that got Julie eliminated. So I think Josh didn't protect Julie, even though Julie was trying to protect Josh.
Yeah, that makes sense. How do you think Austin's HOH went as a whole? Like, do you think Josh was a good person for her to get out this week?
To ingratiate herself, yes, but I don't think she did the necessary things to ingratiate herself. So it was kind of a waste of HOH. Because if you was going to play how she did, she could have put somebody else up, if that makes sense. Yeah. She could put people up that actually she needed out. She didn't really need Josh out.
Yeah, I've seen like mixed things on social media, and I'm not sure, honestly.
Victoria did what Austin should have done. Because the whole time she was talking to Brayden about how she should have put LaToya up, or LaToya was a good backdoor option. She knew that she wasn't working closely with LaToya. So it's like, you kind of like, you don't want to play for 8th place. You don't want to play for 7th place. So if there's a head with a snake, get him out. Josh was no one. He was nobody. He could have been your tail to your snake. And now you're just wading in the water.
Yeah, you're gonna have to fight each other sooner now.
Period. But I feel like Austin also put her and Brayden in a precarious position. I think they're way bigger targets now, off the strength of them just getting out Josh. Because if you get out somebody, this is what I was about to say earlier, but I finished this about who I feel like Vic actually should target. But I feel like if you're going to play scared like Austin did, you got to put somebody else up. Like you said, Toya, or at least Jed, or somebody that other people want out. Like, you're not alone in this. If you're scared of certain people, you might can get, it's early enough, you might can get those numbers or whatever. What do you feel, Sarah?
I heard people saying, I kind of agree with this, that if she actually didn't really want Josh to go originally, she should have put Kiefer and Ro up originally. Like, I wasn't really sure why Josh was the initial nom in the first place, which maybe that is, once again, playing scared, but.
Yeah. I think she just felt pressured.
Yeah, because I think it is harder for you to be on the block the whole week and people kind of get comfortable being like, okay, that's probably who's going to go home versus the secondary nom.
You know who Austin reminds me of? Sorry to bring up Survivor again, but Lauren from like the island of the Etzau Island or whatever. She reminds me of Lauren. Yeah, the one that worked with Kelly Wentworth. Yeah, it's like she's so young and she's such a fan that she wants to work with the bigger players, but the bigger players are very easily going to just, just move her to the side and get to their way of winning.
That's real though, because that actually happened to Lauren. Like, Lauren was willing and dealing with some big players, and she was like, Kelly get taken out, Davey taken out wherever, and it's still like Devins, Chris, Victoria, all of these people still left, and she fumbled a bag, by throwing an idol in the wrong place. So I can exactly see those parallels. Like, that was most definitely a good comparison. Do you feel Austin's HOH was successful or unsuccessful, Sarah? Like, which one do you feel?
I'm not sure, because I really think no one's really going after Austin. I think it is really scary in the first weeks because the first week HOH, you have so many more HOHs you have to survive.
Mm-hmm.
So it is, I do almost lean towards, maybe I'm being a coward, but I do kind of lean towards having a safer HOH the first week because I think the first HOH is such an opportunity to build connections and build relationships. And I think that she did that okay. I don't know if she really like, there weren't that many people coming to her for alliances like most number one, the first HOH, like that usually happens. Maybe that's because they had the team twist thing first. So it wasn't like everyone's first impression was Austin's HOH. So maybe that's why it didn't happen like normal first HOHs, but I was okay with it. I do think that I think her mistake was not doing Kiefer and Roe originally. I think that was a mistake. But because I don't think Josh was the best person for her to go necessarily, but I think she's in an okay place though. So we'll see.
My thing is, if Victoria had not won the most recent HOH and someone from the other side did, she probably would have a high chance of going up because they don't want to put up. Yeah.
Oh, I think Kyle and Roe. You don't think Kyle and Roe?
I don't think they would put them both up because of the power of veto.
But
or maybe they would put them both up.
Guaranteed that one goes home.
Yeah. So maybe they would have used her as like a back or a pawn.
Yeah.
But I think that if Victoria hadn't have won HOH this week, I think Austin would be in a worse position. But because her ally won, that's said her whole team's going to be safe, even though teams are gone. I think that this put Austin in a way better position than her own HOH did.
Yes. No, I feel you. No, she most definitely got saved by Vic. So Vic said that Vic wants to target the people from the other team, no matter what. That's crazy because I think the person Vic needs to be targeting is Tara. Like I think Tara needs to be the perfect person because guess what? Who will be mad if Tara go? Tina.
But I think you got to take a number out for her.
Not Vic because I think Vic needs because she's gonna be a target eventually. If she keeps winning things, if she keeps being in ears, she's gonna become a target, and she needs the sides roaring. So that's what I was saying earlier. Is the Sunsetters gonna go for Victoria or are they gonna go for Kyle and Roe? Or is the Eyeballs gonna go for Victoria or are they gonna go for Jet and Ty? It's just like you keep Toya in there as somebody who still make the guys threatening. No matter what, as long as Beth and Toya are still linked up with the guys, that 4 is going to be deadly. Like they're most definitely going to be the biggest targets coming soon. But if you get out Toya, you minimize that threat, and then that threat, circles its way other places. That's my fear with Victoria. I want her to place herself just surrounded by not play a scare game surrounded by threats, but take out Tara, somebody who's a non-threat, who's a non-entity at this point, and then you put yourself in that position. And even if you are making moves, people will perceive that you're not doing anything because there's still so many big factions in the game.
I would argue though Tara is an opportunity to have on your side. I don't think Tara's the right. Why don't you take out someone like Beth? Because if you cut Beth out, then there's more of a chance that Ty and Jed will want to work with you. And she's not as, on paper, she doesn't look that strong of a comp piece. She might be, who knows? But I think Beth makes more sense to me than Tara. If you're gonna,
I mean, I see that. No, I most definitely can see that. I just wonder, would either of them be mad and try to get vengeance for Beth?
No.
Let's talk this through though. Let's say Beth goes up. Tara goes up. Tara goes home. Do you really think that the people that might target Victoria now won't? Like, do you think that that's going to change her position in the house much?
I think yes.
think they will. I think they'll still go for her regardless. And so if anything, she's just helping them getting out a person that's not on their side.
I have a question for you. Would you be more threatened by Victoria as a lone soldier or Austin and Brayden?
Well, I don't know, she's won more things. But I think you guys are kind of seeing it as like if Victoria is a floater or not. Whereas I think Victoria is kind of like, I'm gonna lead my own ship. So I
Yes.
think that's why she's pulling in like Tara and Austin and Brayden and all the other oddballs, because she's like, I have my master plan, strap up hoes. So yeah, Tara would have been the safer bet. I don't know how to answer the question though.
No, I got you. Okay, with that information, I mean, I guess I see it a little more clearly. You saying basically she's trying to eliminate any floater from being in the game by just swooping them all up on her side and then creating a counter alliance to the Sunsetters. Okay, I can see that.
Yeah.
And I wonder how the house perceives Vic. So like if she takes out, let's say, someone like Beth, are people gonna, you think, like, are Ty and Jed gonna be gunning for her to like
No,
to avenge their lady?
I
don't think so either. So why not take out why not take out a number? Because then if there's someone you care about on the block, you want the numbers.
Damn, Beth making it a trifecta really makes it hard to take one of them out and actually feel like you don't break them up. Because like when people take out like threats, almost definitely it's like you team Beth to take her out or on her team.
I mean, Beth is playing the ultimate like butterfly game because she has like Ty and Jed on one side with the Sunsetters, and she also had Austin and Brayden like super close to her. So like, if you've been observing the last HOH, you would think that Beth is more on the side of Austin. So I wouldn't think that Victoria would go after her.
Oh, but that makes more sense to go for her. Wow, like no, you saying the position Beth is in, she's in a really good position. So okay, yes. So taking out Beth is the optimal move for Victoria, really.
I think so, and I think Beth is. I don't think it would rub too many people the wrong way.
I don't think so either.
Maybe the boys.
Yeah. And I don't even know if anyone was truly after Victoria, so it's like hard to say who would be best for her to put up other than a Sunsetter.
Yeah. Because I think if someone like LaToya goes, I think some people would be more hurt. Like I think if a Tina wins, I think Tina would be offended by that. I think maybe offended is not the right word, but wanting to avenge LaToya more than people would avenge Beth, I think.
So at this point of the game, being this technically third HOH, I guess. I don't know, maybe third week of the game, somebody about to go. Are you scared to piss people off, or are you saying I need to set myself up no matter what? So basically, do you take the big move and just say forget the people, forget how they feel, or do you try to take somebody out you know is not gonna ruffle that many feathers?
Yeah, I personally think it's a season to season thing because week 3 is pretty early still, but the fact is there are strong alliances formed, and these there's like some cracks in Sunset, but like still like these are 2 alliances in a split house, and I think when you have that in place, and especially if the Sunsetters start feeling threatened, I think that's only going to make them stronger. And so I think this is the time that I think it's too late. I think if you play safe, it's too late.
Yeah. No, most definitely. I think you should always go hard, I guess, no matter what position you're in. Because they technically don't know the Sunsetters exist, right?
Because it's soon there could be a steamroll. It's very possible that if they take out Tara here, they get steamrolled out.
I think they do find out about the Sunsetters sometime between the day, like the eviction day and now, because otherwise, how would they have formed the oddballs?
Right.
I'm not sure.
Like we did talk about how like they should obviously join together, but
I think I want to blame Kiefer for that. I think that he might have told Ro kind of like the people that were spearheading him going, or just people that were potentially votes. And I think the votes just happened to be all the Sunsetters, of course, because of
Kiefer being messy.
Yeah, I want to say it was Kiefer that told Ro, but I'm not sure.
Do you think that was smart for Kiefer if he did tell Ro that? Do you think it was smart to blow it up himself?
No, not everyone can't stand Kiefer. No, I shouldn't say that, but no one trusts Kiefer. Kiefer doesn't trust Kiefer. Ro and Kyle don't trust Kiefer. No one trusts Kiefer.
Yeah, I would never trust somebody who gave me some vital information like that. if that makes sense. Like, if I knew you were on the other side and you gave me that information, I would be like, wow, he cannot be trusted. Like, you just actually gave me some good information. Thank you, but
Oh.
you know what I'm trying to say? Thank you, but no thanks. Like, you gotta go.
Yeah. Pulling a Julie.
Right.
Yeah. Spreading too much information to the wrong people. Yeah, but I'm really excited about the split house. I was so excited when it was Josh. I adore him, but still, just for like a viewer, I was so happy about the split house. I want to talk about Vic and Latoya more though. Like, I think so many people like on social media like are so sad that they want them to work together, but just their personalities are just so uncompatible. That's just not happening. I think as viewers, it's sad.
Looking at my notes, yeah, it's like they don't show them talking at all on the episodes. The only conversation they had was about black hair.
Yeah. Definitely.
What I'm hearing is everyone's outside their minds.
Yeah, I mean, I don't see them interacting that much. Like you said before, Victoria probably just doesn't feel comfortable around Toya's personality. You know what I'm saying? She probably don't want to feel triggered. She probably just don't want none of that energy. So she probably stays away. And Toya seemed like unreceptive as well. It's just like they're just not like meshing. I don't know what it is.
Yeah.
Maybe they both know that they have good chances to win the game, and they kind of like don't know what to do with each other. Kind of like, do I work with this person? Do I keep them far? Because they're opposites, but they have the same trajectory.
Yeah. I think it's a bit more personal. Like, just because Victoria is more like emotional and friendly and outspoken, and like it was even shown with the ball pit. Like, Victoria's like, oh my god, this is amazing. Latoya's like, bitch. And her being a cop, it's just like, think about all the times Victoria had to deal with like a cop coming to her foster home or something. It's just, I bet it's like bad vibes all around for her.
Oh yeah.
No, most definitely. But they don't know she's a cop yet, right? That's
they don't know.
Do they know?
I mean, she doesn't want to lie. I figured they know.
I thought coming into the game, Toya wasn't going to tell them that she was a cop. She was going to tell them that she was like a fashion designer or something. Because she makes clothes. She makes, like, she's into fashion.
Oh, it's like a side hustle?
She is a fashion designer, but she's also a cop. So she said she's going to come in and say that she was a cop. So I don't think people know she's a cop, to be honest.
Yeah, I think that's smart. I don't think you should tell people.
Yeah.
Like, even if you're...
messed it all up.
Yeah.
Tony Vasco says hello.
Kathy helped it. Kathy getting stuck in that honey helped it. But then as soon as Derek came in, as soon as Tony came in, it was over.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, the BB
Well,
but just like cops in general, like their training, like the ability to like read through deception, like things that you're taught in like police academy. Do I know all this as a fact? No, I'm not a cop. But I think that those are other logical reasons outside of societal reasons not to trust cops in the game.
Oh, they up out of there. They up out of there. Once cop, you gone. Because I'd be too scared to talk about you. Come out. You out of here. You gotta go. Like, and it's basically the other cops have ruined it for cops in the game. Like, you have to damn near lie about it because I'm gonna think you're gonna get to the end and beat us all. You gotta try to say because they don't play like cops. We don't know how they're gonna play. They say they're gonna play like criminals because they see criminals all the time. And they know what a criminal is more than we do. So
have people said that? Like when they're a cop in the game, they're gonna like play like a criminal? Is that something that's
that's what yes. Miss Lucina said it.
Oh, Lucina, my bad.
Well, that's on brand.
She said last time I put like a cop and this time I put a criminal. I said, okay. But I see you getting your dub.
And she did it.
Period. But no, the fuzz most definitely gotta go. See, Sandra had the right read. She was like, you looking at me in my eyes like the fuzz, and you gotta go. But it's good that Toya did not tell them that she was a cop, because I think they would just be less receptive to her. I think prior to Vic getting HOH, I think Toya was actually in a good spot. Like, I think prior to that, it could have shook out another way, and I think Toya wouldn't have been on the block. I just feel this exact person, they don't mesh. And I think it was for the alliance sake, she had to go up. But basically, I don't know what they're gonna do to get out of this. Because who's on the block right now?
Okay, so we're all over the place, but I did want to talk about how in the episode, okay, so pre-Josh leaving, Rohan can be seen in the episode saying to Kyle, like, we're on different sides of the house. So I think that implies that people were starting to see the divide beforehand, because Rohan did say, like, we gotta help, but he thought Tina was on his side. I think he still thinks that he has Tina and Tara, honestly.
Tina is the only one on both sides, I think. Because I heard today on feeds, he said us 7 need to stick together. And so that includes Tina. So Tina is successfully, yeah, because it's, I don't feel like counting it out.
I got you. No, that's most definitely right in the middle, because it's what? It's 12 people left? Is it 12 people left?
Yes. Because it started with 14.
Oh, yeah, and it's 5 on the other side with Kiefer, Toya, Jed, Ty, and Beth.
Okay. You're doing the math.
Mm-hmm. No, I got you. I had
14
to.
minus 2, 14 minus 2. I can't do it.
I really like the first week. I like the second week. I like this season because it was messy for a while, and like we couldn't see defined lines. And Taryn brought up a good point. He was basically saying, as feed watchers, you really don't get surprised. But as casuals, they don't ever know what's going on. Mm-hmm. But we got to see all the feeds, we got to see all the mess, and we still didn't know who was going on. So I just think it was it might be us being without. It's not because we don't have Survivor. I'm gonna stop saying that. It's this season, like we said, this season is very diverse. This season is very good. The big alliance is actually getting combated against the other side. It's not a steamroll. It's setting up to be a battle, and I'm so happy to watch. Like this is so exciting.
Yeah, it's great that there's no one like unlikable on this season. Like, so there's no one to root against per se. It's mostly like, oh, are you rooting against someone, Ganjo?
Mm-hmm.
Who do you tell us more?
Right. No, I don't think I'm rooting against nobody.
Okay.
Well,
I'm rooting against Queefer. I said it. That's the only person I'm rooting against currently.
No, I'm really not rooting against nobody. I can't even hold you up.
Yeah.
I can't even. I will say if I had to say somebody, Kyle. But boom. Even though I said Victoria need to take out Tara, I thought seeing Tara coming into the game, I thought she was gonna be the bee's knees. I had my money on Tara. I say Tara getting to the end and she gonna win because Tara's so bubbly, Tara's so chill. But I don't know if Tara has the strategic chops to take out certain people when she needs to take them out. If that makes sense.
That's a hot take winner pick.
Mm-hmm. Listen,
just remember
that's coming in.
I just remembered her name and face yesterday. So I don't know where you're getting that from.
That's her worst nightmare because she kept saying on feeds, like, I'm not getting any screen time. I can feel it. And I'm like, oh, you're right.
She was right.
Social awareness.
She was most definitely right. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
No,
there's like people I don't really care for.
Oh, yeah.
Whether they leave or stay, and like Tara's definitely in that range. It's like Kiefer, Tara, and Jed. I'm like,
Yeah, Jed, look, you can go. Like, no shade to Jed, but bro had that read on Jed. Oh, we didn't talk about that house meeting. Okay, the house meeting versus live in the actual show. They actually made Ro look very good because they cut a lot of the stuff he said out. I think Ro had a lot of counterpoints, but that house meeting was like, it was too much on my side because everybody had somebody protecting them but Josh. And I don't like that. Like, it was just like Ro had Kyle and Austin had Brayden and a little bit of somebody else all at the same time. So it's kind of like Josh was in a situation that he shouldn't have been in. He put himself in that situation, but still nobody was ever going to believe him because everybody else had alibis.
Yeah, it was gross. It was really gross. Wait, but didn't someone at the end say like, let's lay off? It was like Beth or Tara or something?
Yeah, it was bad. It was bad.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Lay off on Josh.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like at a certain point, you're like just kicking him in the ground. So yeah, that was very uncomfortable. I didn't finish, so that's why I was like, that's how uncomfortable it was.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. It was just
I couldn't finish the meeting.
It wasn't even, it didn't change. It was literally just whenever Josh said something, he would get like just shut down instantly. Like you said, it was gross. It was just like but I feel like they could have handled that better. But Rohan showed his shots.
Though, right? Like it kind of helped Josh, no? The house meeting?
Yes, and no. Oh, this is the point I was trying to bring up. Actually, the house meeting. Ro said Jed gets emotional. I don't know if he said it prior to the house meeting or right after it, but Jed like was using his emotions as his like driving force to go through, call people out. He was very like hurt that somebody was gonna throw his name out, and I don't think you can't be that kind of player. You gotta like, as long as you don't go up, you kind of gotta just take it at that. And then if they do throw your name out, just target them whenever you can. It's kind of like trying to shut somebody down in front of the whole house because your ego is kind of bruised. It's kind of like,
yeah. And the way he even brought it up, it was like, ooh, should I call a house meeting? Let's like break him down, you know? Like he's so dumb. I have the whole house. Ha ha ha. Let's show him how alone he is. And so yeah, if anything was bullying, like that little time of the day was definitely unnecessary.
Definitely.
But it did show the rest of the house guests how alone Josh was, which I think is why they were like, Rohan has Kyle, Josh has no one. Should we flip?
Most definitely.
It's like, who wants to work with Jed after that?
I mean, yeah.
Flip it again.
Jed just made it about him. I feel like if they came to the house meeting, like, yeah, everybody say what y'all got to say. Or just like, basically be like, Josh, I guess people were saying you was running around saying stuff. We want to give you a chance to clear the air. Boom. Everybody talking. Just say your piece. But I think it was, is anybody targeting me? Knowing it was Josh. And then Tara randomly said, is that me? And I was like, oh God.
Only as a pond.
Do you guys feel, sometimes I feel like people care too much when people say their name. Is that weird to say? Like, I feel like Jed found out that Josh mentioned his name like 4 days ago, even though Josh was firmly saying that, like, I'm targeting Austin currently, and he just like couldn't get over it. Which I don't know. I just wouldn't be that type of person.
It depends. If they have power, I'm gonna be hurt. If they don't got power, I'm not gonna care.
Yeah, but like, why not try to like fix that relationship? If there is a chance they would go for you.
I'll always try
I'm
to
gonna
fix
keep it frank.
Huh?
If someone says my name in a game, they've got to go. That's it. You said my name. We are now enemies. Like in a game where it's so strategic and so high emotions and stuff, it's like the thought of you even having my name upon your like brain is too much if there's 12 other people to target. Yeah. So like I get it from that standpoint of anyone saying my name has to go.
Yeah. And I guess I do play online reality games and I lose. So that's probably why. I'm like, oh, it's fine. You wanted me out 2 rounds ago. Like, I'm over it.
Yeah. I mean, I agree. He should be mad that his name was brought out. But if your name is brought out by somebody like Josh, in the position Josh was in, how could you feel so slighted? Like, it's not like Josh had a lot of power to put you up. He potentially was going out that next week. And what you need to do is you need to talk to your alliance members and the people rest in the house to make sure they don't want to come at you. But the Ty and Jed threat duo is always going to be there until one of them go home. That threat is always going to be there. So you kind of got to either take out your buddy or deal with it. That's how I feel.
Yeah. A better player than me or Jed would definitely have like taken what Josh said, like, okay, so first when Josh was just targeting him, it's easy to say, okay, well now Josh is my target. Everyone else is safe. Josh is my target, guys. Don't worry about me. And then just keep him around secretly so that you can keep targeting him. But then when Josh changed his target to Austin, that's even better for you. It's like, okay, well, I can't tell Austin I'm going after her. We're trying to flirt around. So go do it, Josh. I'll throw you an HOH.
Feels like you always want to have somebody in there to do your dirty work. But don't turn into Paul. And don't
Don't get too dirty, you know.
Don't get too dirty.
Oh my God.
So, I mean, we haven't got to talk about Ty that much. How do you feel about Ty as an individual without Jed and without Beth? Just Ty as a player.
Who's that? Is he playing?
I feel you.
Is he playing Spin the Bottle?
Oh.
They're playing on Love Island.
Yeah,
The boy I would like to
there's
couple
Willie
up
on the
with.
island. Only one eligible bachelorette. It's
Mhm.
I feel like no one else is because Victoria has a boyfriend. Latoya is, I think, is just like I shouldn't say out of their league, but, just a little more mature.
They keep recoupling. Beth keep recoupling with Ty and Jed. But
Well, what do you think of Ty then?
who,
So
me
I think
or Sarah?
Either of you. Any
I feel
thoughts?
very neutral. I don't think I've really gotten to know him that well. Is that weird? Like I haven't like felt attached yet, but he also hasn't bothered me.
Yeah, I think he's playing like a low-key game. He'll probably make it far.
Yeah. Yeah, Ty's playing very well, especially because I feel like Jed is the bigger head in that situation. Not saying Jed is making more moves. Jed is just more in front than Ty is. Even though they're doing the exact same stuff, Jed's name is more, I guess, in the ether because he was on the losing team. That's what I think happened, because he was on the losing team both times. Ty's name couldn't come up, but Jed's name could. So that's why Jed's name is kind of circulating around. But I'm about to talk myself into a circle because that actually might be good for Jed in the situation against Ty, because if they have to choose, they might keep Jed because Jed is the bigger target. So we'll see.
I think though eventually.
Yeah. I think Jed's just been doing a lot more than Ty. Like Ty's more subtle, Ty's more, down to earth. Jed's just kind of all over the place.
I think Jed and Latoya are quite close as well, right? And Latoya only talks game. So if you're talking
it's
to
hard to
Latoya a lot,
say.
you're gonna talk game a lot.
Well, she said Tina's her number one.
Yeah. No, that's true. But I think Jed is above Ty on her list. I think those are her top three, though, right?
I would think so.
Tina, Jed, and Ty. I think so. I don't know who else would be, unless I'm missing someone. But
I don't know. But another thing that happened in the last episode, Victoria lost like one of her flip flops in the ball pit, and that immediately made me think, like, how much stuff are they going to lose in there?
A lot.
They had.
And will it cause ants? Will it cause ants?
Oh, I've heard that is a big problem, at least in BBUS, is an ant problem every year.
Yes.
Maybe it's cold in Canada. Is it winter still? Maybe the ants are hibernating. I don't know.
They shouldn't be allowed to eat.
Is that a dumb comment?
You might lose a tuna sandwich, some milk and cookies in there.
You have milk and cookies in the ball pit? That's bold. I love the ball pit, though. This is my favorite HOH room I think they've ever had. Because I think the dark.
You have not?
Yeah, I'm not the HOH.
Yeah.
Just imagine.
Oh, sorry, have not room. Yes, I love the ball pit.
No, that's cool. No, I like it. I'll be jumping in it a lot. Like I gotta stop. I almost cussed, so I had to stop. But I'll be jumping in all those little balls, and I have fun. I have all my game talks in there because I feel like people take that room way less serious. So if I'm chilling in there with somebody, they don't think I'm just probably automatically just talking about game. I mean, that could just be me overthinking stuff. But I would chill in there because first of all, how many people really want to chill in there? And then if somebody come in, you could just act like you're talking about something else and start throwing some balls in the air.
Imagine if there was a Tony on this season, you know, from Survivor. We'll bring up Survivor again. He would just be hidden in that ball pit for hours, waiting for people to come in and start some room talk, and he would just be in the ball pit. You have to like punch the balls everywhere when you go in there just to make sure there's no one. Oh, I shouldn't hurt someone, but still.
Start doing laps to see if anyone's hiding.
Yeah, I'm just working out.
Probably is good resistance, you know, running in a ball pit.
Exercise.
The next new trend in New York City is the ball pit running facility.
No.
No.
Absolutely not. Okay, but also, did you guys see like the TikTok segment where like former house guests gave little videos to the house guests?
Mm-hmm.
I would just like to say I don't need to see Adam Pike. If you're gonna give us a pretty boy, Anthony was enough.
It was.
I like my poutine Poppy, very cute, very hot. Didn't need Adam. Just
needed Adam though.
Mm-hmm. I think they put Adam in because he wanted power. But if they was gonna put a pretty boy in, just put up one in. You gotta try to say like I understand we only needed one. We didn't need multiple pretty boys.
Mm-hmm.
Is anyone looking for a power?
I don't think so. I haven't seen anybody actively looking for one.
Yeah, it's like they're not checking under couches. They're not checking in cereal boxes. They're not checking the ball pit. I'm like, what's going on?
Yeah, you would be breaking open every single ball in the ball pit if you were there.
Absolutely.
Is that the best ball technique? Is with the elbow? Is that the way to?
Maybe smash for your knee.
Double elbow. I don't know.
I feel like they wouldn't let me dive in, so gotta do my best.
Mm-hmm.
How's they gonna stop you? You can't stop me from diving in a ball pit.
Wait, what was
legal fees? Maybe.
What was the power? Obviously not in season 8, but season 7. Do y'all know what that power was? Oh, secret. Was that Pretty Boys? Season 7? Yes. So he had the assassin thing. Or it was a blood veto that season as well. Mm-hmm. When Sam won the blood veto or got the blood veto, I believe it was Sam.
Yeah, wasn't it a challenge where it was like one person had to agree to? Am I making this up? They had to agree for one person to take it.
Mm-hmm. I think so. I think it was something like that. But I know it was basically it was like an auto elim, right? You basically get to take somebody off the block and then nobody goes back on the block. It was something crazy, which I kind of hope they don't. I don't know. How do y'all feel about that? If it was the power to, if it's 2 nominees, just take one of the nominees off and just auto eliminate somebody else.
Yeah. I was gonna say for me, I think I usually am more drawn to like a cleaner game that has less big powers and things. Unless it saves my faves, then I'm the worst type of fan that only wants the big powers to work in my favor.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, oh yes, if it sends the right person home, I'm all for it.
Yeah, like Sarah definitely would not have won season 3 without a few tricks and gags. So I support the fun. But I mean, no, I don't remember any of those those powers, so I can't say how I would like it to affect the game.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I feel you too, Sarah, on the kind of purist, kind of not. Like I'm not anti advantages, but if you had advantages and you like, I guess didn't do something, if you weren't in danger, or if you didn't do something creative with it, I kind of don't care that you had it. Like, unless you risked yourself to help somebody out, or you were in a peculiar spot and you had to use it to get yourself out the situation, it's kind of like you wanted an immunity at a challenge. Like that only means so much to me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and this is kind of related, but I'm a really big fan of how Canada doesn't allow the HOH to compete in veto because it just like on a statistical standpoint increases the chances that someone's probably going to use it. And so like I think that that's a really lovely thing that I wish the US would adopt.
Yeah.
No, I agree. I like it.
Yeah, I feel like Big Brother does enough to not need too many powers towards the end. But at the beginning, I'm like, it's luck of the draw pretty much.
I like a battle.
Who knows
back.
who's going to win what? So, yeah, if there's going to be powers, I would prefer it early.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I agree. And they expire early.
Yeah, so I think I saw like BB20. There were a lot of powers, and like some of them didn't even get used, which is I think if a power doesn't get used, then that's probably a sign that there might be too many powers. I don't know.
Two of them didn't get used, but in BB20, because Tyler didn't use his power or Bailey didn't get to use her power. So
I forgot about Bailey.
Yeah,
I forgot about Bailey's power.
Yeah, I know we talked about this before, but it's still weird to me that they stopped the team stuff so early. Like I thought it would at least go 4 weeks, like the double HOH thing from BB16.
I think it was because they was getting wiped. Like I think if it was more people on each team, they could have kept it longer. But since it was only 7 and 7, it was just after 3 weeks, it's only 4 people left. Like, what are they gonna do? Like, you can only put so many people up.
Yeah. I think they probably wanted to do 2 weeks though, and just decided to cut it though, honestly, because I think 1 week is weird. It seems like a lot of effort to like do all the advertising just to.
They had people vote.
Yeah.
They had them choose teams. They had them sleep in the same quarters for a week.
Yeah,
basically 2 weeks. Like
it was very themed just to cut it short. So I think they planned on doing at least 2 weeks and then changed their mind.
Yeah, well, Victoria's bringing it back single-handedly.
Yes, she is. Icon legend.
We don't stand that twist. Wow, not 2 queers going out on a weird twist like that when they wasn't supposed to.
Yeah. But what's crazy is that at least this season there's so many gays that it's like there's still more. We still have Tina, Latoya, Brayden. It's like we still have more. I'm so excited.
Right.
I saw people before being like, "Are we gonna get our first gay showmance?"
Not those two.
Tina's in a relationship, and I don't know who else you mentioned. But
oh, I thought you meant Brayden and Josh.
Oh no.
Not me going on Big Brother and getting a showmance. It's like, no. I would showmance. Why not? If I was single, actually, no. Actually, yes. I don't know. I actually am at 50-50 about this. Not me thinking about a theoretical time where I'm on a make-believe island and would I showmance with a make-believe person I've never met.
I don't know. My game would very much be like pretend mother tease until I gotta like slice that throat. They're like, oh, you want me to make you a quesadilla? Oh my god, you gotta stay hydrated. Oh, baby.
So I got a question. If you guys had to choose a player that's an avatar for you in this game, who would you choose? That was playing the most like you would play so far.
Oh.
Tina. Oh, Sarah's thinking. I thought I froze.
Oh no, I'm thinking very hard.
No, yeah, I'd definitely be more of a Tina. Like, let people come to me, be comforting, be nice, don't ostracize anyone, whoever comes in the room. Hello, how are you? I'm very much going to be that girl.
Yeah. Shoot, now I'm like just thinking about the cast.
I guess I'll say I want to say I'm Brayden, but I'm more willing to go across the aisle. Like, I think I will position myself in the same position Brayden is in with at least one good person and try to just glue my way to different alliances and kind of flip back and forth, basically. And I think if Brayden does that, we will play the exact same type of game.
Yeah, I just looked at the teams, and I think I would be the most maybe like Kyle. Like I think Kyle does talk a lot of game and is strategizing a lot, especially with his number ones. But I think he is underestimated, and it comes across as kind of goofy.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think I'm strongly related to anyone. I don't think I strongly relate to anyone though, personally. But I think I'll go with Kyle.
I like Kyle.
Yeah, but I feel you on that. Mine wasn't like completely perfect, but it was kind of like a general sense.
Yeah.
I feel like Brayden is me at 19. Like very much just saying whatever comes to mind, very much only hanging out with the people I like, not really paying anyone else dust. So yeah, I can see myself in Brayden, but I would hope that I play like a Tina.
Yeah,
Right.
I can also see myself a bit Latoya-y, like overplaying, arguably, and I don't know.
Pulling
but I don't
people
think
into the bathroom.
Yeah, I don't think I'm as quite type A as she is. I don't know if that's the right way to describe her, but intense. I'm not very intense, I don't think. But
Homegirl's very intense.
Mm-hmm.
So what do you guys think is going to happen this week?
Ooh. I think Kiefer's going home.
I think Toya has a lot of alliances that's going to protect her. Like even if she's on the block, I think they're going to save her.
Yeah, Latoya's winning veto. I'm putting it into existence. I don't want her. I think it's too soon. I don't want her to go. I really don't.
Yeah, I read in like Hamster Watch that she was saying that it would be better if one of the other Sunsetters won and took her off for her, which is interesting. Which I mean, technically, yeah. Mm-hmm. But it's also like, what if Kiefer pulls out another POV win?
Yeah, scary.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I would like Latoya to come off and to end the week with Kiefer and Beth. That is what I'm putting into the universe.
I think that's what it's looking like. Most definitely. Hopefully that's what it's looking like. I would like that as well.
Okay. You guys got anything else you want to talk about?
No.
Arissa Cots followed all of us, which is so amazing.
Queen Arissa, yes.
Arissa, if you're watching,
love her.
Also, I loved your dress you wore at the last episode, and I was trying to figure out how I could find it online, if that's not weird.
No, she been stunning every episode. She been fooling.
Yeah.
Executive producer.
Yeah.
Casting POCs.
The post interviews. I think you've done an excellent job as well. I'm sure you're listening to this.
Love her.
Like, thank you. This is the validation I needed in my day.
Not us making her wait to the end of the podcast to shout her out.
We'll tell you, we'll be like, Arissa, we talk about you at some point. Listen to the podcast.
Timestamp.
No, we can't timestamp, but she has to listen to it all.
Make her suffer. I'm trolling. I'm trolling.
I don't want her to disagree with me.
No, she won't. Your opinions are perfect, I'm sure.
Okay, yeah, that's all I've got for Big Brother.
Okay, should we end the broadcast?
Yes.
Oh my
Bye,
God.
you guys.
Well, we can all say our goodbyes.
Oh yeah. Oh, do we have social media or something we want to? You guys want to talk about your social?
I go first.
Yeah. Okay.
Follow me at Ganjo the Dank too. You know, my first account, that I swiped up. So add a 2 on the end, Ganjo the Dank, DANK.
Yep, and you can follow me at Cheyenne New on all platforms: YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, Cheyenne New. I technically have a Twitch, but I'm not ready to showcase that yet.
And you can follow me at SarahYell06 on Twitter, or I think it's like Sarah Yell on Instagram. I'm not sure. You can find me. There's not many of us, the Sarah Yells in the world, so it's easy to find. Okay.
Awesome.
Yeah, thanks again, everyone, for listening to our first podcast, first of many. Thank you.
Bye.